We are indeed still live. So, folks, if you are coming in right now and you are seeing an empty room, that is because currently we are taking a quick body break. Stretching knees and keeping everything loose and feeling all right. So, in a little bit, we'll be back and we're going to get going with the spiels from all the candidates who showed up. So not every candidate is currently here, and that's okay. Those that are here will be able to, once the time comes, we're going to let everyone give their spiel, however long you need. Typically, I think we're going to let you go up to 5 minutes so you can maybe give a quick spiel or answer questions, but otherwise, we're not there yet. Right now, we're just on a quick break, so we'll be back soon.
I'm here. You can leave the room if you need to.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm giving PSAs because I do see the live stream still going, so I'm just making sure that they're entertained or completely satisfied with.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Vote pirate or else.
That should be forget victory is ours or
Vote
else.
Pirate or else.
I think that would actually.
That's maybe a better slogan.
It would land better. I think people would be like, I like that. That's great.
Or else what?
Or else.
You want to find out?
Looks like we have learning about this party, longtime registered libertarian, Louisville LP 708. Well,
My friend, you are among good company.
I would venture to say the best company.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck the Mises Caucus is what I'm saying.
Don't worry. What Sarwarkians up top? They won the party back.
Thank goodness.
It's not gonna get me back into the Libertarian Party, but I'm certainly happy for them.
No. We have more fun here anyway.
We have a lot more fun.
We have more of a sense of whimsy here.
Childlike wonder, some might say.
Yeah.
And of course, the man that walked past us is the first elected pirate in U.S. history, and I don't think we should belittle that achievement. I think we should.
Who was belittling that achievement?
Oh, not belittle. I guess make light of that achievement.
54 votes.
You know what?
Whole 54 votes.
54.
And that's 54 people who
votes of
weren't aware of
confidence.
pirates
Yes.
before.
Yes, that is 54 people who said it's time we had a pirate in office, and they made it happen.
They made it happen.
I'm seeing double 4 lilies.
It's not anonymous, remember?
Wait, double? No, just there's two.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 lilies. Let's see.
Oh, you know what we can do? You want to entertain the folks?
What are we doing?
We're reading from this.
We're gonna read a section from No Safe Harbor, but before we do that though, I just want to plug Hunter Rand. Go to sparkstogether.com because he didn't even name his website after himself. He named it sparkstogether.com.
Do we want to do Jamie's?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Which one's that?
I was going to ask if you could do the bit about the French printing presses.
I can do that, yeah. Take. Which one is that? The indie authors shaking the pillars?
Oh, I don't remember what the chapter was
We
called.
can use this even when the campaign is over. we made
probably.
those, all the t-shirts. Did we give out the t-shirts? The extra two, the blue t-shirts, where'd those go?
What's up?
I had 3 blue t-shirts for people to take.
Where did they go?
Are they all in that bag?
Did
they get shoved in?
Is this it?
Oh yeah, it looks like they're in that bag.
Yeah, those are giveaways. So we made all the t-shirts and buttons in my living room.
So wait, where did you find Saks?
At the front desk.
That might be it, yeah. Front desk?
Front desk. Okay.
You know what I really like about this party? Besides like everything?
Yeah.
It's like we're the only ones who've ever put out a book. We're not the only ones, but like.
I mean, the Greens did, to be honest.
Well.
That's how I found out about it. There's only one green in my whole district.
Really?
Nevada, they're technically a terrorist group because they blew something up a few years ago or something. So,
Well, technically.
yeah.
That's not good. We do not support terrorism in the United States Pirate Party, just to be abundantly clear. I don't feel like I need to make that disclaimer, but since it was
Yes.
mentioned, I just feel like, we are political pirates, not seafaring.
Define terrorism.
Uh,
Are we
well,
defining it how the state defines it?
well, Rose, please do not make me get into the semantics of a freedom fighter versus a terrorist, because I'm not trying to get in trouble.
You guys would hate. So we had to get a terrorism rider.
For legal reasons.
I am of the opinion.
We had to get a terrorism rider because car insurance and homeowners insurance in Nevada doesn't cover terrorism.
Oh yeah.
But Nevada defines terrorism differently than it's any time someone is doing something to cause fear. So someone showing up at my house throwing a rock through
That's
the window
terrorism.
is terrorism, which means
Way
it's not
up.
covered by my insurance.
Oh
So we got the terrorism rider, and
Yeah.
immediately Allstate calls, says, "Why do you need the terrorism rider?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm running for office." 24 hours notice, they drop us. They don't insure public figures.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
Wow, that's really rough.
Also, it sounds like if the Greens wanted to be terrorists, they didn't need to go as far as they did.
Not well, no.
Well, and implying that their goal was to be marked as terrorists. Yeah, Still, I'm glad the Pirates are doing better than the Greens in Nevada.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
I mean, do we have time?
Oh, do we? I guess we should. Oh, the reason I was going to bring this up is it's like us and then the Discordians, the Principia Discordia. We're like the ones that are like, hey, you could like free use this book anytime you want to. Remix it, edit it, whatever you feel like.
Yeah.
Distribute it if you wish.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Snort.
If I win, I will. It'll be Bible, this book, sword. I think Constitution on top of Bible.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Bible, my mom will.
Hand on the no safe harbor. Cross my heart and hope to die.
I'm not sure. This is.
We will read a section, but I do just want to start with the opening quote because I think it's very potent for what we do. The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion.
Yeah, canoe.
Yes.
Very nice.
Zero suit Camus. Mm-hmm. Camus.
Notably not pronounced Camus.
I know, but if you spell it out, zero suit Camus, zero suit Camus.
I got
Yeah.
it.
I guess that's one of those jokes that only works when it's written down.
No, it does work better when it's written down. Yeah.
Me and my buddy were going back and forth on that. It got so bastardized it became Zero Suit Joe Camel. And we're like, it's so removed from the
That's
original
not a good
joke.
part of the joke.
It's so removed.
It's not.
There to like someplace else.
Do it? I can read it. Wait,
Yeah, by all
where do we
means.
find that book? Where do we find this book, Jamie? Where do people find this book?
Somewhere other than Amazon, but definitely Amazon,
there
unfortunately.
is a website.
There's a complicated answer.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, there is a website that was pointed to a Blogspot website that I recently found has disappeared.
Okay.
So I'm gonna update the link probably to point to the link in archive.org where people can find it.
Yeah.
It's also on Amazon.
It's on Amazon, but don't ever buy it off Amazon. Yeah, there's a link.
Jeez, sorry.
Yeah.
It's the only place that publishes it to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Yeah. You're valid. If you want a physical copy, otherwise, archive.org. Should I do this one?
Yes, go.
Okay. This is a segment titled Indie Authors Shaking the Pillars of Publishing. I have not read this one, so this one's going to be fun. I haven't read
Don't
A
admit
few
that.
of
It's
them.
funny.
Wow,
That's
what?
great.
No,
I
look, it's called transparency. Anyway.
We as transparent as that can
Yeah,
possibly be.
yeah. Look, I'll be honest with folks. All right. This is written by. We're doing this one. Is this one? Well, Steve
page is
suggested. I think this one. 19.
Page 19. All right.
I was yeah. This is by Reagan Dandridge Desilets?
I believe that'd be Desolé.
Desolé.
No, I don't. I'm guessing.
Maybe. Okay. Over the last few years, the publishing world has begun to dramatically change. As with the music industry in recent times, people are beginning to no longer need large firms to get published. With the rise of the ebook and print-on-demand services, a writer can now circumvent the traditional system and release their work directly to the public themselves. Indie writers like John Locke, who have sold over 1 million ebooks this year without an agent or publisher, have really begun to raise some eyebrows. There are writers like Nina Pillay, who have had great success publishing without leaning on copyright laws, and recently, liberty activist and author Taryn P. Lupo holds the top-rated book on Amazon Kindle in the historical fiction for his novel, Pirates of Savannah. This kind of success was unheard of until just a few years ago. With all the available resources online for helping authors self-publish, as well as the ability to engage in social networking, these new authors are able to compete with the large publishing firms unlike ever before. There are a lot of methods to self-publish, but how difficult is it really? And what are some of the issues? And is this the one you were thinking of, Steve?
No, but it's good.
It is good. I'm like, I don't think it is, but you know what? It is good. I'm just not sure if it's the AFK. Okay, thanks, Blaze.
Thanks, Blaze.
Oh, why not, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, great.
Good.
There are a lot of methods to self-publish, but how difficult is it really, and what are some of the issues and risks and rewards of putting oneself out there? There isn't a right or wrong in this, as mentioned. There are very successful self-published authors, and there are others that don't make it so well. Some issues that can hamper an author are lack of editing, the wrong cover art, and improper formatting. However, social and local networking are great ways to find people that have the know-how and skill to help with those concerns. There are several services to choose from to print books, as well as services to create all the formats needed to sell ebooks. But what are some of the unseen obstacles that current and potential self-published authors face on a regular basis? And how does it impact the very idea of free press and free speech? One of the first things that are needed by an author to self-publish is an International Standard Book Number, better known as an ISBN. It's not required in some cases with ebooks, but to maximize your sales and get listed in large name distributors, and retailers, an author really does need one. In order to get one, the author has to go to the only company allowed to sell them in the United States, Bowker. Bowker? I don't know. I suppose the idea is that it is easier to have one company managing the numbers, but a closer look reveals that, as usual, a monopoly creates a stifling environment that encourages price gouging and poor customer service. Self-publishing authors face expenses that can be very draining. I know, I'm facing it myself. Especially in regards to, I'm trying to publish a poetry book, it's freaking impossible. Especially in regards to getting one or more skilled editors. However, when the author goes to purchase an ISBN in preparation for publishing, they discover that one single number is $125. And to add to that, if the author intends to sell in print and in ebook forms, they will need two separate numbers for the same title. Granted, the more numbers one can buy at once, the lower the cost of each number, bulk discounts. But if someone has a hard time coming up with the money for a single number, then the idea of buying in bulk becomes daunting. In the world of self-publishing, one can get ISBNs relatively inexpensively from others that buy in bulk, such as the aforementioned printing and ebook companies online. But they usually restrict how and where you can sell because they are, in a sense, the publisher. It is possible to find others in the field of self-publishing that have been able to get large numbers of ISBNs in bulk, and they are willing to sell at a much reduced rate as well. However, they may or may not have the distributing restrictions that the other companies do. There is a chance that anyone providing ISBNs as the publishing imprint would be held liable for something printed, so they will have the option to, essentially, censor what they choose to allow. This entire process is draining and discouraging to those that wish to publish, and it is not necessary. It is not unreasonable that a free market would agree to use and maintain the option for a standard of numbers to increase sales avenues. An example of this is in the world of computers. Please note, it's not a truly free market, but this is an example of how we can see it work. The personal computer is an open source product that can be built by a manufacturer or by someone with the know-how in their own home. It can be loaded with software built by a variety of companies, and it can also be run on open source operating systems with the ability for the user to change the code and republish for use by others. The other option is the Mac, which is severely closed source and leaves the user with little options for variety and customization. Mac does a good job making up for it, but in the end, it's not enough. There are rises now in compatible software so that a basic standard can be more easily achieved, improving their own chances on the market. So why isn't there another option to purchase ISBNs? Because the government granted the monopoly. Clearly, this presents a problem with the idea of freedom of the press, and indeed freedom of speech as well. Perhaps with the emergence of a large number of self-publishing authors, it would be best if the government stepped aside and allowed the market to regulate itself. This would help loosen the burden on potential authors and publishers and allow this avenue to be more open and available. There are other things for the self-published author to consider as well, and that is the idea of intellectual property.
He's back.
Lovely, welcome back. The common theme is that the author retains all rights, and illustrator and commentators, if such is included in the book. There are some real questions about whether or not intellectual property laws really protect the authors, artisans, musicians, etc. A common question is, did William Shakespeare suffer any income loss without the protection of intellectual property and copyright laws? Since we are still reading and creating with the use of his works centuries later, it would appear not. Would he want the use and adaptation of his works reduced for the idea of gaining permission from a publishing agent or a company first? Well, that answer cannot be known, but it is hard to imagine he would have wanted his works contained and restricted. I can stop anytime we want to.
Jamie, is that good? I'll tell you what, that's a nice preview of what some of the things you can find in No Safe Harbor and essay.
I want. Jamie, can I read the? You have one in here. Can I read the first
I don't think Jamie does.
No?
I didn't see it yet. Which is why in No Safe Harbor 2 coming next year, we will have to get Jamie O'Keefe in here, and it'll be a proper Pirate Party essay book.
Yeah, that's not bad. I do like that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is in here.
That is nice.
I think that's just good.
Next one's gonna have the Pirate Codex, Pirate Core Values, whatever. I think it should at least. Well, but included in it.
Which?
Pirates Without Borders in 2011 adopted a pirate codex.
Candidates are online. Do we
Oh.
want to proceed?
Yes, I
with
apologize. Let's just jump into this. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry. Since
I apologize for cool content.
well, hey, I hate to waste people's time. So we could jump right into this. My name is Jolly Mitch DeVillo. I'm currently the captain of the United States Pirate Party, and I have been put up for renomination once again to be captain of the United States Pirate Party. Over the past year, the party has allowed me to run it, and as I said earlier, my leadership style has been focus on the will of the people, not to enforce my will, but to figure out what the true will is of the supporters and to figure out a way to bring that out. I feel as though that my time here as captain has been beneficial to the party. However, that isn't truthfully for me to decide. That's just in my opinion. But ultimately, I think that should I be reelected to the captaincy, it is a nod to me, it is confirmation from the volunteers of this party that I'm doing a good job. Should I not get renominated, I understand, and it's the will of the people, and I'm here to honor the will of the people. But I, as captain, can tell you, I feel like we have a lot more work to do, and as captain, I have a lot more work to do with the Pirates. I feel as though my job is not done yet, and should you guys grant me another year, and should I, be granted that other year, I will continue to do my absolute best for you all and continue to make sure that the United States Pirate Party is one that every volunteer can look at and be proud of. And in terms of spiel and shtick, I think that's all I wanted to say. I can answer any questions if there were any.
I have a question.
Sure, Joe.
From the second worst pirate captain ever to one of the best pirate captains ever.
Who's, you know what, Joe?
No, you
Yeah.
don't wanna know.
Okay.
I just want to say that I have enjoyed not having to be involved at your level of politics for all this time and giving me the time to handle my business. In the next year, what do you want to see happen with the Pirate Party if we continue under your leadership?
Well, for sure, going into the next year, as any one of you who are politically involved would know, and if you're here, there's no chance you're not politically involved, it's a midterm year. And while whoever's been running for office this year, it's probably already set in stone, the 2026 candidates are going to be the 2026 candidates. Moving towards 2027 and 2028 being a presidential year, meaning that's going to be a election cycle many people will have eyes on and many people will show up to the polls for, we can only hope that our growth can continue and get to the point that by 2028, we provide a proper party with proper candidates that can scare the incumbents at least and win at most. I truly believe that what we have in this party is something special, that we've been building something special up to this point. I feel like last year I was granted the opportunity to lead the party because people knew I loved this party and they trusted me with it. I simply ask that you continue to trust me with the party as we continue towards further growth and further expectations of success. For example, I think in 2027, my local municipality will be having elections and I will be participating locally. It's not going to be anything major, no state rep out of me just yet, but maybe a library board or a park district position would be A-okay for right now because frankly, we need those as much as we need, state reps and pirate sheriffs.
I mean, I would love to see you as the sheriff.
Unfortunately, I do live in Cook County, so I do not want that position.
Well, that's
Is there any questions from the people at home watching, YouTube comments, telepathic communicators, anything?
Let me get to the.
Rowan, I'm receiving your message as we speak.
I'm just checking the YouTube comments right now.
You got it. And then, Eli, if you're around, you'll be next. Hell yeah. I hear someone speaking. Is there a question being asked right now?
That's.
1 moment, we need to turn you up.
Oh yeah.
Here, I'm sorry. So I have my phone next to my ear. I'll be able to hear your question now. Could you repeat the question?
Accusation of a criminal offense in their past is not allowed. Those are still directly experiencing systemic racism. The realistic thing is most people are their place of secretary and things kind of regularly comment
Well, just to cover a few things that I heard you mention and a few things that I wanted to cover. Number one, people with disabilities, whether it be physical or mental, people with disabilities are the largest minority group in the United States, in the world rather, and anyone can join at any time. And to say that I'm sorry, to not stand with people with disabilities and to not understand their plight and the oftentimes, an unexpected scenario that would lead them into the situation. No one deserves to have less rights because of something that was out of their control. In general, no one deserves to have less rights. And that includes, former felons. That includes, those battling addiction, whether it be currently or previously. We are a party of self-determination. And while I often will say that the people before institutions is our important one when it comes to self-determination, that how can we be free if the government is oppressing you? How can we be free if private companies are oppressing you? But if you are free from government oppression and you are free from corporate oppression, but you are not free from the bottle or from the prescription pill, are you truly free? So we support sobriety is self-determination. And that's not to say that we advocate for sobriety in the sense that this is government policy, that we want people to be sober. I say if you choose to be sober, if you wish to be sober, that is a form of self-determination. And that is something that I will always fight for and I will always support. I support someone's decision to turn away from the bottle as much as I support someone's decision to say, I had a long day at work and I want a beer. And I think that people deserve to have that right. And if someone feels as though that freedom is being taken away from them and they wish to seek help or simply seek to quit for their betterment, we support that just as much. In terms of just everything else you covered, and I apologize because I would like to hit everything one by one. I just want to reiterate the point that we are the United States Pirate Party and there is no safe harbor for the enemies of liberty. That this is a party that has always been welcoming to all walks of life. And that's not something I see changing. That I feel like it's a strong point. And it being Pride Month, I want to mention how welcoming this party has been towards the LGBTQ community and how people have found a home in this party. And at no point have I ever heard anyone tell me from the LGBT community that they felt unsafe in the Pirate Party. And that's something I take great pride in. I myself, as Joe mentioned earlier, I'm straight and I'm cis. I don't have a stake in the community, but I don't have disabilities. I don't have stake in that community either. My stake in the community is you bleed like I do. You are my fellow human being. You are my neighbor. We share the same resources, the same commons. We all want clean water. We all want clean air. We all want our privacy. We don't want the government to lie to us. And any attempts for any bastardization of those qualities will not be something I stand for. Thank you. Congratulations. That is fantastic news. But if there's no other questions, I do want to present my time to Eli, who is my fellow candidate for captain. So Eli, if you're there, I want to present the floor. The floor is yours.
All right. So I'll be as quick as possible. I currently are nominated for a number of offices within the party. I believe 4 or 5. Part of that is just because I don't want anyone to be ended in election. There are a number of candidates where they are better suited than me. Completely lost my train of thought there. But I've also held a number of roles within this party. Early on, when I first got elected into the board, I was the director of PR, and we had major PR incidents. When I was elected as the auditor, a couple of months, or about a month later, Here in Lowell, in my other place. When I was elected monitor about a year later, a year ago, we haven't had any major financial issues since. I can kind of promise that, or I will promise that I will continue to be as good as we used to be. I can't promise that we'll be better, but I can promise that we won't be worse off in whichever role I do get nominated and elected for. And I'm gonna open the floor to questions. That was about it. That's all I had to find out.
Eli, I have a question for you.
All right.
So I would say that you being elected to captain, if you were our captain, what you see yourself doing was one of the first things you'll see yourself doing once you're the captain. Same question I gave to Mitch.
Yeah, there are multiple things in terms of like, first is I do believe we are somewhat hindered by our lack of donation drives or any sort of financial gain in that way. So would likely try to boost that in any way possible, working with the proper people. On top of that, I would like to get at least 2 new states into the, I forget the exact term off the top of my head. The exact 2, I don't know off the top of my head, but it is something that I do believe is necessary to slowly grow out the party to hopefully eventually reach 50 states. And 2 state parties within, or 2 state parties within a year does sound fairly doable. If not, that's on the low end of how many states we're like that.
Eli, I have a follow-up question. If you had your choice, is captain the one that you would want the most, or is there a position you've been nominated for that particularly piques your interest?
If I had to choose, I would prefer to stay the auditor, but I would not reject an election from any office.
Right on. Thank you. Is there any other questions for Eli? Let me check the YouTube comment section just in case. Thank you.
Nope.
Nope. In that case, I think we can jump straight into the vice president or vice captain elections, which, since there's only one candidate who actually arrived for the conference, that would be Blaze. So Blaze, the floor is yours.
From Arizona.
Yourself doing
Hello. I'm sorry, Blaze.
We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're having the same issue as before where they couldn't really hear you. However,
Right click on Blaze, see what comes up.
The secret behind our power, the Steve.
Right click on Blaze.
well, you know what? Yeah, I was gonna say. All right, Blaze, could you speak again? See if that works.
It says we're muted.
I
That was
apologize.
good.
Yeah. Hang on. Uh-oh. Did I exit out of Jitsi? I must have, huh? Blaze, apologies. Can you try that again?
Hello?
That works.
Good. You're good to go. You can go ahead.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? Yes?
Answer is
Okay.
yes. Thank you.
Alright. Hello? Okay. My name, for those who don't know me, my name is Blaze Henry. I am the captain of the Arizona Pirate Party and also the current scribe of the United States Pirate Party until tomorrow or when the results come in. And I am nominated for vice chair, scribe again, and public relations director. To give a little background upon me on how I joined the Pirate Party, I joined back in March of 2025. And when I came in, there was practically no other Arizonan available. And I was pretty much the only one there. And since there was no state party and no one to really take up the mantle, I I assumed the responsibility of creating the next Arizona Pirate Party, because from my recollection, there was a group that tried to form but didn't get as far as we have. So I asked myself this question: if it's you and it's only you, but it's not you, then who? You know? So I took the first steps and assumed the captain, assumed to be captain of the Arizona Pirate Party, and slowly but surely grown the Arizona Pirate Party since then into what I can safely say into one of the strongest state parties currently for the United States Pirate Party. We not only have grown in many members as of today, including Discord and membership lists, we have 25 Arizonan Pirates, which is a very good number. We have been able to table at events such as No King's Day and other miscellaneous events. We have made speeches, such as myself, at No King's Day, and we have also reformed our bylaws to essentially grow our party to have more officers. For example, as I am captain, we also have Virginia, who's our current Arizona Pirate Party scribe, Maggie, who's our current PR director for Arizona Pirate Party, Mikia, as you can see in the Pirate Conference, is our current web director for Arizona, and Jane, who's our Young Pirates USA representative. So we have not only grown in members, and grown our council, but we also expanded to have county parties as well. And every single one of our county captains is currently vacant, but whoever wishes is willing to join up and form their own county party within the respective counties. And as vice captain, I will not only continue to grow Arizona, but I will also try and do everything I can to extend outreach to every single one state that is currently seeking volunteers and seeking seeking to be an active PNC member state. I will do what I can, such as writing opinion pieces to certain newspapers in certain areas, such as, for example, North Dakota.
Blaze, I'm sorry. Could you just give us one moment? There is a
Separate technical issue.
yes, nothing related to yours, but we just need to double check something. Give us one moment.
Okay.
I don't know how, what is that?
If I'm not mistaken, so the live stream is still going.
Yeah, the live stream is going,
Yes.
and the thing there, it's just we don't have it here.
Blaze, I'm sorry. Could you just give us one moment? There is
It's not a USB-C, it's unfortunately a Lenovo thing.
Were you using the microphone?
Yes.
How are we doing?
Yep, so turn your microphone on,
Okay.
and then this is your, it's on this side.
And then,
Apologies, Blaze. We'll be right. We'll allow you to get right back into it in just a moment. We just
Thank you for jumping in.
yes.
My bad for
I think
not
we're.
bringing the adapter.
To the question really quick before we get back into Blaze, there are New York Pirates, including a very important New York Pirate. However, there is currently not an active New York Pirate Party PNC member. So there is a possibility that we get one back soon, and we can, include New York as one of the PNC members. However, currently, no, that is not the case.
There you go.
oh, go, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, to Wanda's point, they do have a Discord. But Blaze, I believe you are free to start up again.
Okay. Where was I? Anyway,
Yes, that's fine.
the whole point what I was trying to say is that I would give as much outreach as possible against states that are currently seeking state parties, and that. And I want that map that we currently have on the about page completely filled with at least active but non-member states, if not full member states. I want that full map filled. I know that's a lot to ask in a year, but I believe we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. So, and I will do everything I can to help supplement whoever becomes captain and do my best to properly represent the United States Pirate Party. Thank you. And I open the floor to any questions.
So, real quick, what is the first thing that you think you will be doing? What is the first thing that you think you're going to be doing as or the most important thing when you first get into office as the vice chair?
Well, the first thing I would do is get my bearings straight with all the responsibilities that would entail as vice captain. But beyond that, the first thing I would do is coordinate with Mitch on ways to expand our outreach to such states, such as writing opinion pieces to any newspapers in the areas just to get some exposure, or sending ways to have ads, not necessarily paid, but some sort of exposure in some sort of way to each state because at the end of the day, we need to have every single state filled. And the only way to do that is to expand our outreach and exposure to such states. So we need to figure out ways to expand our outreach without necessarily having to expend too much to expand our outreach.
Right on.
That's fair.
Any other questions?
You know what, Blaze, I have a question. You have only one opponent, and that is the 2024 the 2024 presidential endorsee of the United States Pirate Party, one Vermin Supreme. Now, you are here and Vermin is not. However, voters at home may still see Vermin's name and, get a good chuckle out of it and maybe want to vote for Vermin just on name value alone. How do you display... can you guys hear me?
I don't think they can.
Blaze, I'm sorry. I believe I was speaking without you being able to hear me.
I could not hear you. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. Well, I'm sorry because I should have realized that you didn't hear me. So the question I asked was, Vermin Supreme is currently your opponent for the vice chair nomination. You are here, Vermin is not. However, one of the key things that I should note is that people may see Vermin's name and immediately say, this is funny, this is familiar, I want to vote Vermin. Those who have been paying attention to the Pirate Party know how much work that you've been put into the Pirate Party. But what do you say to the voters who may not have been following you to such an extent and may choose Vermin off of name value alone?
Are you asking how I would respond, or?
I guess what do you say to people who may not know what you've done because they haven't been, I don't want to say haven't been observing or aware of the Pirate Party, but you are going up against name value. So what do you say to people who may see Vermin's name and may want to vote for Vermin just because he's Vermin?
Well, all I will say is that I deeply care about this party and I do feel like in a certain way to grow as a party, we cannot just, vote based on name value. We need to start actively seeking candidates who actually put in the work and help this party grow to be where it needs to be. And as completely and utterly respectful to Vermin, he's not been here since the election of 24. He's not been present. He's not done anything to give us any sort of impression that he would be a good vice captain. So I will do everything I can, while Vermin is just accepted based on name value. And we all love him, but there's a difference between running for president as a nominee versus actually being a high-ranking member of the party.
It's a good, honest answer, Blaze. Thank you. And we do love Vermin, but we have to be honest about, whether it be limitations or whether it be, the facts on the grounds of the reality. We appreciate you for being able to articulate such a thing, Blaze. So thank you.
At the end of the day, he's just not available, and that's kind of necessary in any sort of career.
Absolutely. Thank you. Are there any other questions for Blaze?
Are you proud to be a pirate?
I didn't quite hear you. Can you speak up?
Joseph Honorowski, our honorable pirate from Massachusetts, Captain Emeritus, asked, "Are you proud of being a pirate?"
Absolutely, I am. I absolutely I am. As you can tell from my outfit, I am. My French is so much symbolism. I have a militia coat. I have a 18th century waistcoat. I have tricorns from Yorktown. I got a copy from the time. And I also have a line that symbolizes our right. So I have 100% copy of the American.
Right on. Thank you, Blaze. Checking the YouTube comment section just to confirm whether we do or don't have any more questions. None? In that case, I believe then, thank you, Blaze. We can go on to the next batch of candidates, which, from what I can tell, is Scribe. And the first person I can see, Blaze, you already did give your spiel, so if you want to give a separate comment for Scribe, you may. If you feel you've said enough for it, you can also leave it there. By all means, floor is yours.
When I joined Scribe, it was pretty much mine to begin with, because it was vacant for a long time because the previous Scribe person, I can't remember his name, but pretty much MIA, and I had to put in a lot of work just to get the meeting minutes back to where it was. Are they perfect? I will admit no, but at the same time, they were so much more better now than they were when the previous Scribe went MIA, and we were pretty much had nothing, so to speak. So if I am elected to Scribe again, I will not only continue the work I have been doing, and proudly, but I will also make sure the meeting minutes improve, because I know there's a whole lot more to improvement, and there's a whole lot more I can improve on. I know I'm not perfect, but I will do everything I can because to better improve my skills as Scribe, if elected, of course.
Thank you, Blaze. Are there any questions for Blaze regarding the Scribe position?
Yes. Which one do you prefer?
Joe asked, which do you prefer? Would you prefer, based on the two that have been presented so far, would you prefer vice chair, or would you prefer to be Scribe again?
I would prefer to be vice chair.
Good, honest answer. We appreciate you, Blaze. Thank you. If there are no other questions for Blaze, we can jump into the next candidate, which I have listed here as Lily. So Lily, who is currently co-chair of Young Pirates USA. Lily, if you have the microphone available, you do have the floor.
I don't want to take up too much time. I'm currently co-captain of Young Pirates USA, and I've been active with the party since around December. Haven't been here too long, but I feel like I could do a good job taking notes on the meetings and making sure that the minutes are up to date so we can go back into them. I've looked a lot through the wiki, and there's been a whole lot of problems in the past for taking minutes, so I think I could do a decent job at it.
Thank you, Lily. Is there any questions?
Being new to being active in the party, but you've been active with the Young Pirates, correct?
Yeah,
So, I mean, you're not new to the party, you're just new to the national? Is that correct?
I only got involved with the national basically when I started being involved with Young Pirates. I was inactive knowing about the Pirate Party for a while, but not actually doing anything.
So are you running for any other position?
I'm also running for Director of PR.
So which one would you prefer?
I would prefer the PR position since I feel like that would be more effective to growing the party, but
Appreciate the honesty. Thank you. Are there any other questions in regards to the Lily with the scribe nomination? Because if not, we have one more scribe nominee candidate, and that would be Wanda. So I will ask just one more time, are there any questions for Lily?
None in the YouTube.
None in the YouTube, and hearing none at the meeting. Wanda, the floor is yours.
Ahoy, everyone. I'm Wanda. I'm the current lookout for the United States Pirate Party and the captain of the Florida Pirate Party. I just wanted to start off by saying no matter who the great people here elect, I believe we're going to have a great scribe for the next year, and I'm looking forward to seeing who y'all choose. I've been doing scribe work for Young Pirates USA over the last 6 to 12 months. I don't really know how long it's been. I think I've done an okay job. I will admit I'm not the best with writing up minutes, but I think I can do an okay job, and if need be, I would be happy to be your scribe. Thank you.
And do we have any questions for Wanda in regards to the scribe position, or questions for Wanda in general?
Yes.
Joe has a question for you, Wanda.
Sorry, I'm filled with questions. But Wanda, I understand that you're the lookout now, but you want to switch to scribe. Are you nominated for any other positions?
Yes, I'm also nominated for Swarm Care Manager.
Okay. Now, being nominated for Swarm Care Manager, that's a very important role within the party. Would you rather do scribe?
I would rather be Swarm Care Manager, honestly.
Again, I appreciate everyone answering that honestly. Like at no point have I heard anyone say, like, well, whatever you guys vote for me, I'll be happy with. I appreciate everyone coming forward with a straight answer of, well, I prefer this. That is greatly appreciated, more than you guys perhaps even know.
Yeah.
So, let me ask, is there any other questions for Wanda?
Yes. Why would you think you wouldn't be the best at being the scribe?
I don't believe I said I would be the best choice for scribe, but I believe I would be a good choice for scribe because I've done the work before for Young Pirates USA and for some committees, and I think it's something that I am capable of.
Thank you, Wanda. Are there any other questions? Because if not, we will jump into the next position. Any YouTube comments, questions?
None.
Hearing none and seeing none, we will jump into the next one, which is Quartermaster, aka the Treasurer. Our current incumbent treasurer, Darren McKeeman, versus Eli McGee in a one-on-one matchup. And Darren is not here, so Eli, if you wish, you may give a spiel about Quartermaster, or you can just rest on your laurels and we can just ask questions about it.
I can give a little speech.
The floor is yours.
Alright. Basically, I ran for this office, or part of the reason why I'm running for multiple offices is to prevent anyone from simply being inaugurated to an office without having to state their beliefs, or at least preventing it from being unchecked, I suppose. In Massachusetts, I was elected the treasurer, although I did step down due to a inability to properly meet the time commitments necessary for it. I will be honest, that would most likely be the situation with this party, or with the U.S. version as well. So in this situation, I do believe that just maintaining the status quo would be the better option. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Eli. Do we have any questions? I see none from the room, and then none in the YouTube comment section. Wanda, go ahead.
I wanted to ask if I could do a little bit of speaking on this topic, just to get my thoughts on quartermaster out there.
Sure, Wanda, the floor is yours.
Alrighty, I just wanted to bring up that our current quartermaster, who does not appear to be present at this meeting, is Darren, and no shade to Darren, but I feel like we do need a quartermaster who will be more present than Darren has been, that we can actually have submit reports both to the PNC and to whatever regulatory bodies need to receive reports in a timely manner, and I'm not convinced that Darren can do that. So I just wanted to get my thoughts out there so that it was known to everyone here. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Thank you, Wanda. Now, if Darren does happen to show up, I will permit him to give a spiel, but otherwise, since he's not here, and since Eli's given a spiel, and since I hear no other questions, we will move into the lookout position. We have 3 nominees for lookout. Unfortunately, 2 of these nominees are currently not present. 2 of those nominees being Captain Emeritus AJ Porter and Maryland Captain Joe Lightfoot, which means the only one who's currently here that can currently answer questions is Captain Emeritus Joseph Honorowski. So please, Joe, if you would like to, the floor is yours.
Loosen, raise, then tighten.
How do screws work?
It's not just a screw, it's a clutch.
Obviously, I don't take myself very seriously, but I've been a part of this party, sometimes against people's will. But I've been a part of this party, whether you like me or not, and my whole campaign was run based off of, if you want to annoy your legislator...
Joe, I apologize. I realize that I need to be the live mic, so I'm going to ask you to start that from the beginning.
Hi, so I'm a little louder so that make sure you guys at home can hear me, but I've been a part of this party, and I often joke about how I'm the unwanted party member, because I get voted out, I get voted in, I get voted out. In fact, my whole campaign running for election is, hey, you want to annoy your legislators? Vote me in, because I will go and annoy them on Capitol Hill. But I mean, I've been a part of this party for a long time. I've helped shape quite a bit of it, and the lookout position never became exactly what I had envisioned, because it was designed to be a pressure release valve off of the top and take certain responsibilities. And I think that one of the things is, one, I'm showing up, and ever since I got nominated to the position, I started showing up to the meetings. I started making my voice heard again, and I know that I am a bit much at times. I'm hard to read. I make jokes at inappropriate times, but I do care, and I do care where we're going and what we're doing. And I don't look at myself as a politician. I look at myself as a statesperson. I am not in doing any of this because I want to do it for my own personal benefit. I want it to benefit us all for generations to come. And I see that in the Pirate Party, that we can be something great. The Pirate Party has helped me define my own beliefs, my own policies as I've run for office, and I think that in the lookout position, I can help really define a couple of errors I see even now to this day with some of the bylaws, and I really want to mold the lookout position to be what I originally intended, which is to help states become better, take the burden off of the vice captain and the captain, and really define what swarm care does, and just be there as a voice to help guide people who will come for the years after. So
That being said, I want to be here to help you, and I will be here to help you anyways, but in this particular role, I want to make sure that there's no states fighting each other, there's no headbutting, but mostly I want to make sure the states feel supported in what they're doing. And that's really what the lookout position to me was supposed to be about. Putting it on swarm care. Swarm care was supposed to be out organization from what I remember. Lookout was the inner, but it's all been put on the vice captain and the captain. So, and they're trying to run the whole organization. So, that being said, I want to make this party do what we're trying to do and take some of the burden off. So, any questions?
I guess I have just one question. So the role of lookout, you're saying, hasn't been defined the way that you anticipated it being. How would you say it is currently being presented versus how you would immediately change it upon being elected?
So I wouldn't make drastic changes. I am not about drastic changes. I am about those slow incremental changes. Because if it's working, then let it work and then just make it slightly better. But I want to really make sure that I'm contacting every state that is currently active, every state that is currently inactive or on probation, and I want to make sure that they have the tools necessary to go. I know that's generally been put on the vice captain, that has been put on swarm care, whereas I would allow swarm care to focus on other organizations like the Transhumanist Party, like the Right to Repair Party, like all these outer organizations that we use to help support us. Being able to swarm care to reach out to other political parties to help support us. Because when we were doing swarm care right in Massachusetts, 200,000 people showed up to our rally. So swarm care done right has a tremendous power. But if they're focused on working on with the states that are already active in our pool, then swarm care isn't doing what swarm care was originally designed for. So if the vice chair is not doing all the subcommittees, then they're worried about the states, the vice chair is not doing that. So really just to define what the lookout does, making the playbook, just like the scribe is well defined, making the playbook for what the lookout does, and making sure it's easy to pass the buck.
Right on. Thank you, Joe. Are there any other questions? Hearing none, and I don't believe there's any in the YouTube comment section.
Oh, and I'm here.
You have a question?
No, I'm here. Going on Blaze's point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is true. That is a big point as well. So thank you, Joe. To that point then, we shall move on to the next position. Only a few more. The next one, of course, is bean counter, which is the auditor. So the first person we'll go to is our incumbent auditor, Eli. I know you've already given 2 spiels. If you wish to give a third one, you may. Otherwise, you can rest on your laurels and just answer any questions.
I'll do a tiny speech. This end much quicker. I've been the auditor for the past year. I haven't been told I've been bad. I will continue to not be bad. That's it. And I'll open for questions.
That is a phenomenal answer. Thank you, Eli. Do we have any questions for Eli?
So Eli, being the auditor is like being the treasurer in training. So I think it goes without saying, guess which way I'm gonna feel that you should step into.
I hear like half the words you were saying.
Yeah, let the record show that actually wasn't a question. The statement was auditor. In Joe's opinion, auditor is a treasurer in training position. So he believes the natural progression is, well, you could put 2 and 2 together. But regardless, that is a statement. I don't know if you have any follow-up to that, but that is simply just a statement from Joe. I will ask now, did anyone have any other questions, or if Eli, if you wanted to answer that, but otherwise, if there's anything else for Eli.
I'll just leave it to the will of the people.
That's an answer. Thank you. Well, then we can move on to the next candidate, since the second candidate, Joel Lightfoot, who is the captain of the Maryland Pirate Party, once again is not present. And I actually do not see the third candidate, Mars Bale. Now, Wanda, I don't know if, obviously, I don't believe that other people should speak for candidates on their candidacy. Do you know if Mars will be popping in, or if there's anything in regard? You're simply my point A to point B person. Do you know if Mars will be in?
I jumped up and down and tried to get Mars's attention and did not hear back. So I think Mars might be asleep or where he doesn't have service. One of the two.
That's fine. And if Mars does show up, much as I permitted, the same courtesy to Darren, and much as I permitted the same courtesy to Joel and AJ and Vermin, if any of them show up, they'll have their chance for a spiel, but unfortunately they're not here right now, so we do have to move on. Which means we are moving on to Swarm Care Manager. There are two nominees, and that would be Eli and Wanda. Eli, for the fourth time, you have the choice. You can either spiel or Laurel.
I'll Laurel this time.
Fantastic. Any questions in regards to being Swarm Care Manager for Eli? There is none in the room presently, and I believe there are none in the YouTube comments section.
Delayed by at least 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, if they do answer,
We can always come back to it.
Yeah, so I would say there are no questions for Eli. Thank you, Eli. Second candidate for Swarm Care Manager is Wanda. Now, Wanda, you have the floor.
Ahoy, I've already introduced myself. I'm running for Swarm Care Manager. This is work I've basically been doing for the last year and a half. I'll continue the work I've been doing, which is reaching out to prospective state parties, helping get them the resources they need, helping get them, helping guide them on the path to PNC membership or whatever they desire for their state party. I also plan to restore frequent outreach committee meetings if I'm elected Swarm Care Manager. Yeah, that's about it. I can take questions now if anyone has them.
You already know you have a waiting question from one Joe Honorowski. So please, Joe, by all means, the floor is yours.
So Wanda, in my vision for making Lookout more of a inward-focused position and Swarm Care a more outward-focused position, would it make sense that if you became the Swarm Care, you would focus more on the outreach committees and working with parties that are out of who we are and what we do, like the No Kings Party, the Right to Repair, all those? Or would you still want to be doing the inward-focused work with the states?
I believe the best work I can be doing for the party is looking inward and helping the states. But if that's already being done, then I don't have a problem with doing outward focused stuff with the advice of the chair.
Right on. Thank you, Wanda. And for what it's worth, the outreach that we've been doing towards outside parties has been successful, and I will say has largely been driven by three people, you of them being one of them, Wanda. So thank you for the work you have done. To your point, you have been acting as a Swarm Care Manager of sorts for the past year or so at least. So I just wanted to take the time to acknowledge that fact. We have only two more positions, and believe it or not, Eli, you have the floor again. You have the choice to rest on your laurels or give a speech, but it is for Director of the Online.
I'll rest on my laurels again.
And that is an honorable choice. Is there any questions? I'm hearing and I'm seeing none. And of course, the second nominee is Mars, and Mars is currently not here. So that was a quick one. We could burn through that, and we can move straight on to the last one, which is Director of Public Relations. We have 3 nominees, all of whom are here, and those are Blaze Henry, Lily Boyd, and Rowan Tipping. In that order, we will go. Blaze, if you would like to give a spiel or if you'd like to rest on your laurels, you have the opportunity, but as of right now, we are talking about Director of Public Relations.
I would like to rest on my laurels on that one. I believe I gave as much as spiel as I could with the previous positions.
I really respect it when you guys make that choice. Are there any questions for Blaze? Hearing none and seeing none, we can jump to Lily. Once again, Lily, you have the choice. Either rest on your laurels or give your spiel, but otherwise the floor is yours.
I just wanted to add a few things specifically about Director of Public Relations. I feel like it's important that we have a consistent social media presence that posts frequently, and that's something that has been lacking recently. I believe that PR director will be one area where that can be worked on and worked from. But, yeah.
Right on, Lily, thank you. Are there any questions? Wanda, go ahead.
I think Blaze is there.
I have a question, and this really goes for both candidates, and I only just now thought of it. If elected to the position of PR director, what would y'all do about getting press committee restarted?
You know what, Wanda? Could I actually, since that is a good question for all candidates, could I hold off on your question until Rowan gives his spiel, and that could be the first question we jump into?
Sounds good to me.
Thank you. Rowan, you don't have the choice to rest on your laurels. You have to introduce yourself. Please go ahead and
I'm really pissed off about that.
please go ahead and give your spiel, and then we will jump straight into Wanda's question first.
Yeah. Okay, so first I just want to confirm that the connection is good. Can you
It's not perfect. However,
the hesitation makes me think that.
It's not perfect. However, we can if it gets too broken up, we will let you know about it. But right now, you seem.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, Rowan. We'll interrupt you if it's not good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first point I wanted to make that is I've been a member of the party since about October 2021. I'm very prideful of our party and our image, and I think that, of course, being a director of PR implies a level of investment in maintaining, if not expanding or redefining said image to broaden our community and get more membership overall. Sorry, it's a little bit loud where I'm at. But I think I could do this role well because I understand what image is. I've been able to work on campaigns mainly for, well, not pirate candidates, I must be honest, because I was in college and I worked with college Democrats, but I still think that experience nonetheless is very valuable. Having been on campaign trails, having seen campaign material, seeing what the visuals are like, and seeing what sort of colors and cues and stuff like that get people engaged and involved. And I think also I want to touch on Lily's point that, that we do need to be more active on social media. We've not been as active. I think, furthermore, to expand on the point of social media, I think we need to work out templates that we can replicate over and over. To the extent that, like, when I say templates, I don't mean anything generic like cookie cutter, but I just mean there are themes you can have. Like, you can have a weekly policy post, like about like, what specific pirate policy do you want to talk about in detail and summarize. We can do little introductions of different national committee members or officers. Because that's what various groups do too, where you can get to know the different officers and leaders about, like, here's where I'm from, these are my favorite foods, this is my favorite sports, to kind of like humanize and connect with the national committee officers. I think I touched on all the points I went to. Mainly I just think that
maintaining the image and expanding it so more people can see it is the top priority, and social media is a great way of achieving that. I think there's other ways of achieving that as well. I mean, I got some custom stickers just to see what they would come out like, and I think they came out pretty well. But I think stuff like that, for example, getting our images on light posts, getting our posters up in our cities, getting our logo and our party to be visible to a broader audience is really a major goal, I think, to have a more active role in the public community within the United States and within our various states in the USA. I hope that was all.
Absolutely, Rowan. Thank you so much. Wanda, can you please repeat your question one more time just for a clarity point, and then we'll go Blaze, Lily, Rowan on the answer.
Alrighty, to the director of PR candidates, what would y'all do about restarting press committee?
Is there preference of who will answer first?
You know what? Let's go Blaze, Lily, Rowan, just because that's the order we had everyone introduce themselves.
I would start press committee almost immediately, and I would set a meeting time each week, and just continuously have those meetings and have a certain agenda for each committee meeting, just to set a certain standard of keeping this PR committee alive and not deteriorate, just to make sure it keeps going and it doesn't die like it did last time.
Thank you, Blaze. Lily?
To get a press committee started, what I would probably do is get a weekly or potentially even monthly time going for press committee and use those meetings to work on guidelines for posting, durations between posts, and maybe even a little bit of access control for who has access to what accounts to make sure that everyone who needs access has access and nothing unauthorized could potentially happen that would really mess up an account.
Thank you. And then Rowan, you have the floor.
I think, I agree with the other two candidates that, getting it started as soon as possible is the goal. And I mean, that's something I've been wondering, even as not an officer, just as a member. But even if I don't win this election, I'd hope to be a part of that committee as soon as possible. So in short, if I get elected, if I get elected by the great members of our party, then I would be happy to start as soon as possible at a time that works for a sizable number, if not majority of our membership. And because I think that's the thing, people sometimes get into these offices and are like, thinking that it's just kind of all you. I'll be very blunt when I say this, that it takes a team to do anything. At all the guys, you need different perspectives, you need people with different skills. And so to start the press committee, if I win or anyone else wins, I hope it would be a communal effort on all of our parts to get that up and running and as soon as possible.
Right on. Thank you. Now we are running short on time. I mean, we're not running short on time, but we're wrapping up at 6 o'clock. So I do just want to ask: are there any other questions? Hunter, go ahead.
Just a yes or no answer. In order, I guess. Do any of you have formal public relations training? Oh, was I muted?
No.
Who goes first? Me?
Yes, you, Blaze.
A little bit, mostly self-taught, but a little bit. I work with my PR media director, Maggie, a lot on PR, and we describe plans in here and there on what to do in terms of PR.
Lily?
No.
And Rowan?
Just to clarify, what I took formal mean like a school accreditation or some sort of certificate of sorts, and in that case, no.
Thank you. And I do have one question I just want to throw you guys' way. As of right now, if you check the United States Pirate Party website, when it comes to contributors towards posts, usually you see two names, and that's either Jolly Mitch or James O'Keefe. So as PR director, I feel as though that would provide a good opportunity to contribute more content to the website. Is that something you would be willing to do in your role as PR director?
We wouldn't have a choice, wouldn't we? We would have to do that.
I mean,
See.
Am I mistaken?
You know what? I can't say you're not.
can I ask him?
Yeah, well, real quick, Lily and Rowan for that one.
Absolutely.
I apologize to ask this. I didn't hear the full question. If you don't mind, can you please apologize?
Yeah, the question was basically, as PR director, are you willing to contribute more content to the Pirate Party website?
Oh God, yes. I'd love to. I love writing. And even if I wasn't winning this election, I hope you welcome any sort of content I could contribute to the website.
Oh, 100%. And for everyone watching, that goes beyond message in a bottle articles. If you have something to contribute to the website, please let us know.
No, you're
that is a plug. Are there any other questions for our candidates for PR director? I am hearing none, and I am seeing none.
I have a
suggestion. Sure, why not?
A suggestion for this body and all the people involved and all the candidates is, this is a suggestion, is that we have a thread with just the current candidates listed and a place on the Discord where they can respond to questions and be asked questions. That would be my suggestion for the remainder of the time that the voting is open, which is until tomorrow evening.
Yes.
Where do we vote?
So that is a great question. If you go onto the Discord announcements, there is a link to a Google form that has the options. That'll have every single position, every single candidate, where you can do first preference, second preference, third preference if it's available. That link is currently on the Discord announcements. I do believe if it's not already, I will post it on the website post I made this morning if I haven't already posted it there as well. But you do have until 6 p.m. tomorrow. That is 24 hours to the end of today's conference day, which will be ending in about less than 10 minutes. So as they're
6 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, 6 p.m.
Just for reference,
Eastern
I
time.
have posted the link in our chat.
Thank you, Wanda. And again, to reiterate for those of you watching at home, this conference is ending in 8 minutes, which is 6 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday, June 6th. Sunday, June 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern time, the polls will officially close and the results will be posted shortly afterwards. So, which reminder as well, there is no Pirate National Committee meeting tomorrow, as we will be wrapping up this conference and counting up the election results. So regardless of result, the next meeting will take place on the 14th. Is there anything else we wanted to knock out today? Is there...
Nothing else on the schedule, and you haven't actually officially called a meeting to order.
Should I have called this meeting to order? Well, folks.
Rowan has a hand up.
Yeah, Rowan, go ahead.
No, just want to say a quick blurb since it's about to end. I just want to say thank you everyone for being here, and I apologize for being a little bit late. And yeah, I love the Pirate Party. Love you all. So thank you very much for letting me be here.
And we love you, Rowan. Thank you so much, and thank you all for being here. I would call this meeting to order,
I'm so
but
sorry. I'm sorry for pointing that out.
No, it's a dereliction of duty on my part to have not called the meeting to order, and so actually we have to redo this tomorrow. Sorry, guys.
Mitch, I call you to order.
I most certainly am. Don't worry. We do not have to repeat this process tomorrow. The process, this is, I think we're all in agreement, whether it be formal or informal, we've agreed that this was indeed a meeting, that this was indeed the Pirate National Conference, and you are all indeed the best in the West. So I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for coming. And I want to actually get on camera. The microphone and camera that is on the live stream as I close out.
The other Titan.
Yeah.
It's righty tighty. Joe Smash. That said, I want to thank all of you for taking the time to celebrate with us 20 years of Pirate. Hoist the colors and spill the tea, 20 years of Pirate. We don't get to celebrate 20 years often, especially not your first 20 years. You only get to celebrate the first 20 years once. And the fact that all of you took the time out on a Saturday to sit down and spend that time with us, I have to say thank you so much for all that you do. And since Drew Bingaman isn't here, Joe, do you know why I love this party?
Because we're pirates.
Well, that much is obvious.
Very much.
I love this party because we believe the United States should be a good neighbor. We believe in cool, clean water, like Hank said. And we believe if purchasing isn't ownership, well, then piracy isn't theft. This draws the conclusion of day one of the 2026 Pirate National Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, pirates of all ages, vote pirate, and victory is ours. Thank you.